Hello, welcome and good evening, everybody. We are family member. Namaste.
Namaste भैया.
Namaste, Chris bhaiya. Namaste. So, dear family members, very good to see all of you again in this family reunion where we like to discuss about holistic health. We like to discuss not only the disease but even how to live a healthy life. So, today we have our resource person, co-explorer, Dr. Akhilesh Suklaji with us. Ji Akhilesh bhaiya, namaste. What we are going to discuss today, bhaiya?
Bhaiya, we will discuss about the seasonal regimen and mainly we will concentrate about the summer. This is
Very
summer
nice.
season.
Yes,
So summer
certainly.
season regimen that we will discuss. What are the diets and
I
how?
can find many things which are suitable in maybe in winters as it recently passed, but not suiting, not suitable, or not. I'm not getting comfortable with those food or eatable items. So I really looking forward to it. Thank you, Bhaiya. Over to you.
जी भैया.
Namaste.
भैया. Bhaiya, may I know whether the slide is visible to you all?
Yes, Bhaiya. It's in presentation mode and visible, and your voice is also clear.
जी भैया.
Welcome.
Thank you भैया.
Ji.
So we will discuss today about the seasonal regimen and briefly we'll look to the all the seasons and mainly we will concentrate on the summer season. So in India we have 6 seasons. In Hindi language we say that Shishir, Vasant, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad and Hemant. So spring is Vasant Ritu, summer is Grishma Ritu and monsoon, that is Varsha Ritu. Then we have Ataman, that is Sharad Ritu, and pre-winter, that is Hemant, and winter, that is Shishir. So like this we have 6 seasons, and in these 6 seasons, if we categorize them, the 3 seasons they are coming in the Uttarayan Kala, and the another 3 seasons they are coming in Dakshinayan Kala. So the winter season, spring season and summer season, that is Shishir Ritu and Vasant Ritu and Grishma Ritu. These 3 seasons they are coming under the Uttarayan Kala. So Uttarayan Kala means when the sun is towards the northern hemisphere, and the Varsha Ritu, that is rainy season, Sharad Ritu and Hemant Ritu, that is pre-winter. They are coming in the Dakshinayan Kala, that is when the sun is in the southern hemisphere. So like this we have 6 seasons, and we all know that the season has impact on our body. So like outside when the temperature is very high, we perspirate heavily, and when outside it is cold, so naturally our skin shrinks, the blood vessels they also shrink. So like this the temperature affects our body, and it also affects all the um, vegetation and all the trees, plantation and all other creatures, living creatures. Everyone will be having this impact of the season. So we know that the earth is moving in its own axis, and it also revolves around the sun. And this earth, it is slightly tilted around 22 to 24 degree, and when it moves around the sun, it rotates around the sun, it is not exactly circular. So some of the time it will be the earth will come little near to the sun, and some of the time it will go little far from the sun. So when the sun is very near to earth, then the temperature will be increased, and when it is little far, when the earth is moving and it is going little far, then we have winter season in general. So we all know that it takes 365 days prox to complete one rotation around the sun. And in this, we have total 6 seasons. So in order to achieve maximum benefits from the good qualities of the atmosphere and protection from the bad effects, universal health principles show us the way with certain guidelines about diet and lifestyle modification called healthy seasonal regimen. So we have to follow the seasonal regimen, which we are following in one season may not be completely suitable for the other season. So what we have to do is we have to gradually shift to the ongoing season, and we have to gradually stop consuming the and stop following the regimen which we are following of ongoing season. And actually when one season is ending and next season is starting, so the last week of ongoing season and the first week of coming season, so this almost 14 days, this is the time when we have to be very very careful. It is not like the vasant has ended and the summer has started, so just the day of ending the vasant ritu we have to completely shift to the summer regimen. So actually this process should be very gradual. So gradually we have to reduce the dietary items and other regimen of ongoing season, and very slowly we have to shift to the coming season. So like this we have to do. So we will mainly discuss about the Grishma Ritu. So that is summer season. So actually I so in the Uttarayana I told that there are 3 seasons: Shishir, Vasant and Grishma. So the beginning of Uttarayana, that is Shishir Ritu, and the end of Dakshinayana. At the end of Dakshinayana, it will be Hemant Ritu. In these 2 seasons, capacity and physical strength will be very good. So you may have observed that when during the December and January, your digestive capacity is very good, and even if you consume little heavy and oily, that kind of food, you can easily digest it without any problem. But the same kind of food is not suitable in this season. Like if you take the heavy and some oily spicy food in Grishma season, it will trouble you a lot. And in the Sharad Ritu, which comes nearly this when we have the festival of Dashera and Deepavali, that time is the Sharad Ritu, and the Vasant Ritu, that is this April period, March April period. So that time it is Vasant Ritu, and here we have our digestive capacity and physical strength will be at the moderate state. And in the Varsha Ritu and in the Grishma Ritu, so the Grishma Ritu this May June month, and the Varsha Ritu which will come just after the Grishma, in these 2 seasons our physical capacity and our digestive capacity will be at lowest state in the whole year. If you look into that, so this is how our physical digestive capacity will be having changes. And considering this our state of our digestive capacity and physical strength, accordingly we have to plan our diet and regimen. So in the Grishma Ritu, as the sun rays are very hot, so naturally it will absorb the moisture from the earth and also from our body. We will have lot of perspiration and moisture from the body, and this will also reduce our strength. And because the nature is very, very dry, all the vegetations, you will see the plants, every, all the greeneries, that will slowly, it will be very dry. Because of that, what happens is the Vata dosha. We discussed previously in the previous sessions that we have three doshas, that is Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So here, this is the time when Vata dosha will gradually accumulate. So Vata dosha is very dry and root, very, it is dry in nature. So the dryness of it helps for the accumulation of Vata dosha in our body. So what kind of diet will help in this season? So we have to take sweet items, like, and the items which are cooling, liquid item, because we are losing our body fluid. So we have to take lot of liquid, and this liquid, it should be cooling in nature. Not like, liquid doesn't mean here like the tea, coffee, such kind of things. We have to take some cold, like we take the sharbat. So sharbat we take during this summer season. It will help for keeping our body cool, and it will also fulfill our loss of fluid in this season, which naturally happens because of very hot sun rays, increased temperature. So because the nature is very dry, the body is also getting dryness. So that time we have to take unctuous food, that is snigdhara, some oily food. But again, this oily doesn't mean that we have to take with very spicy things, like the cow ghee that we can consume. We have to take milk, ghee, and rice is very good. And if someone is taking some medicine, there are some medicines which are having alcohol base. Like in Ayurveda also, we have the asava and aristas, which are fermented preparations. So if anyone is taking this kind of medicine, he has to put some more quantity of water into this alcohol based preparations. And strictly the person has to avoid consumption of alcohol, any kind of alcohol, whether it is medicated or whether he is habitual of consuming it. So specifically he has to avoid this. And what kind of lifestyle we have to follow? So because I told, our digestive capacity is low in this season. So when the digestive capacity is low, we are unable to digest the heavy or good calorie of food. So the physical strength we have to minimize, like very heavy physical exercise or um, heavy physical work, that all we have to reduce. And in the daytime, when the sun is very hot, that time we have to be in some places which is having low temperature, like where now with the modern facilities we have the AC, cooler, and many other such facilities where we can easily spend our time. So that kind of things we have to adopt in this season. And because the time of day is increased in this season and the time of night is reduced, so if someone is feeling some exhaustion, he is feeling that I am tired, so the daytime he can sleep for 1 to 1.5 hour. So that is also recommended. Daytime sleeping is not recommended in all season, but especially in the Grishma Ritu, because the daytime it is very hot, and night time is reduced. So to fulfill the time of sleep, the person can have a nap in the daytime for 1 to 1.5 hour. And if possible, you can apply the chandan sandalwood paste during bath or some chandan based face pack, etc., that will be very good to keep your face skin good in this condition. And like wearing some kind of gems like the which is made up of pearl, coral, that also have cooling effect. So especially like the children, we can make some kind of gels from this, and small children, they can wear such kind of things, so they will be protected from these kind of things. And even the person, if he can afford, he can also uh, take this kind of pearls or corals, this kind of jewelries. And especially we have to avoid the salty sour food. So because the salty food, sour food, they are hot in nature. So already the temperature is very high, and if we take this kind of food, it will add on the hotness. It will create lot of difficulty for the person. And the citrus fruit, that also we have to avoid. Like once the summer is there, then this kacha aam, so that is not very good. But we can make the pana out of it. But simply consuming this is not very good. So amla ras or the sour fruits that we have to avoid. And one more thing is like this sugar cane juice. So sugar cane juice which is available, and it is like the juice of it which is extracted by crushing it in the machine. So that juice is not very good actually. We have to because when we are crushing it into a machine, what happen is in the sugar cane you have seen that there are knots in between. There are pores, and in between there are knots. So in this knots in the granthi, it will be having some salty and some astringent taste. So that is also when we are crushing into the machine, so the whole thing is crushed. So they are putting some ice, etc. So when we are drinking it, it will look very cool and very refreshing. But the effect of this will not be very cool. It will again cause hotness in our body. So the best thing is if we can chew the sugar cane, that will be having the cooling effect, because when we are chewing, we are cutting these knots. So these knots are removed, and only with the middle portion we are chewing. So that is very good in this season. But not this whole of sugar cane juice, where even the knots are crushed, and even the front part of sugar cane, that is also having some salty taste. So this salty taste will again increase the hotness in our body. So in the classical texts, it is very clearly mentioned that yantra nishpidita vidaha karanam. So yantra nishpidita means the juice which is extracted by crushing into the machine. So that juice is not very good for drinking in summer season. Then some pungent items, that also like the masala items, some black pepper, chilies, these kind of items we have to avoid in this season. Then capsicum, and too much of garam masala. Some small amount is fine, but excess amount of garam masala is not good in this season, because this will cause lot of burning sensation in our body. So that we have to avoid. And the black gram, the food items which are made up of black gram, that is urad dal. So that like we have the vada, etc., which is prepared from the urad dal. So generally the food items which are prepared from the urad dal are heavy for the digestion. So these should not be consumed, because our digestive capacity is not good enough to digest the heavy food. And instead of urad, we can consume moong, that is green gram. Green gram is very good that we can consume. It is light for digestion, and even some vada, etc., we can prepare out of green gram, so that we can take. Then sesame, that is tila. So till that we consume mainly in the Hemant and Shishir Ritu, when the December, January, all this in January we have festival that till Sankranti. So that season is very good for consuming till because it is again having the hot nature. So that will not be good if we are consuming in our summer season. That will again increase the hotness in the body. So these all the things we have to strictly avoid. We have to minimize the our physical activity. Like many of the time I have seen that during the summer, as the schools are closed and the children are sent to the some sports club, but actually this season is not very good for involving in lot of physical activity and going to the sports club, etc. So to joining a sports club, the best time is winter season, because you are naturally your physical strength is good. You can easily digest the heavy food. So that time you can join even for some very hard physical activities, but not in this Grishma Ritu. So these are some brief about the Grishma Ritu which we have to follow. So in brief, the Grishma Ritu, our physical capacity or digestive capacity will be low. The hot sun rays will absorb the moisture from our body and also from the nature. So we have to take cooling, sweet, and more liquid diet in this season, like the nariyal pani, etc., coconut water, these kind of things, sharbat, and many varieties of sharbats are available. Even the ampana, that is the mango which is boiled and some sugar and some um, little jeera, etc., is added. So that is very good for drinking. It will fulfill our uh, liquid need which is required in this season. So such kind of things, and we have to be in a place which is cool in nature. We have to try maximum to avoid the hot sun rays, exposure to hot sun rays. So that all things we have to do. So this is in brief. If anyone is having any doubt, anything they want to ask about what kind of food items and what are the other things we have to follow. And again about the clothing, so everyone knows that the clothing in this season, it should be very light and specifically from specifically white color cloth. So that will help you to keep your body cool and it will not attract the hot sun rays. So that kind of clothing we have to adopt.
Yes, Bhaiya. Namaste. Can I ask, Bhaiya?
Yeah, please, please.
Bhaiya, very nicely you have explained all these steps of maintaining the season. I have a question ki whether we should take dahi or tak or what or any dairy products.
Any dairy products?
Yes, like paneer and
Yeah,
dahi
yeah.
or tak वगैरह.
Yeah, paneer is not very good, and even curd is not very good in this season, because curd is again little heavy for the digestion and paneer is also very heavy for the digestion. So you can go for the buttermilk, and in the buttermilk even you can take in a both way, like adding little bit sugar or even little bit salty also you can consume as per your choice. But buttermilk is good. Paneer is not good in this season. Paneer you can consume during the winter season in the Hemant and Shishir Ritu, that is the time of your November, December, January period. That time is good.
जी भैया. And
Yeah.
whether we can add salt to it, salt or no?
Pardon?
Buttermilk, buttermilk we can add salt or not?
Salt you can add little bit, especially if you are adding sandhava, that is rock salt, it will be good.
Okay,
Or even you
okay.
can consume with the sugar also, there's no problem.
Yes, bhaiya, because I was told that ki in Ayurveda it is said like that ki the bacteria gets damaged if we add salt, white salt, iodized.
Yeah, yeah. No, in both way we consume. Actually, the curd, it is good to add sugar.
जी भैया
Buttermilk we can consume in both the way. In the buttermilk we prepare lot of food items like curry, etc., raita, and many things where
जी
we
भैया
add salt. So there's no problem. You can
जी भैया
consume.
धन्यवाद भैया for answering my question. Thank you भैया.
Thank you. And one person has asked why to wear these jewels, etc. Actually, these like pearl and other, they have very cooling effect. So because of their cooling effect, the person can wear it into the like in the neck or in the hands, etc. So that will have some cooling effect in your body. Especially like the children, small children, if we do not have much of this, if like the situation is not such where we can keep in the AC, etc., even these kind of things will help to keep the body cool. So one more query is about the how much water is required in Asa or Arista. So actually in the general, in the text, it is told that the plenty of water we have to put, but what we generally prescribed is adding 3 times of water to the Aso and Arista. Like some of the people, they consume some Aristas, Ashavas, like Abhyarista, Amritarista, all those kind of Aristas. So they are all alcoholic preparation. So in the summer, we say that you add some more water in that. So at least 4 times of water. Suppose you are taking 15 ml of Arista, so add some 60 ml of water. So like this, you can consume.
भैया you have said about citric. So when lemon water can we take?
Yeah, lemon water we can take, and lemon water again, it should be sugary water, not the salty, because lemon is again it is,
Citric.
yeah. So lemon
Yeah.
sharbat we can consume.
And one more thing is there about ice cream. Because
Ice cream.
everyone is attracted with ice cream.
Yeah,
Everybody gets attracted.
yeah. Actually, the
And
ice cream is invention of which country? Can you tell? It is not in Indian food item. It is mainly
yes.
developed in the countries where there is a lot of like where the winter period is very long. But yes,
Actually, after effects of this ice
not
cream
all
are not
kinds
good.
of ice cream. Some some kind of ice cream we can consume. Like in India, I have seen many varieties of like the coconut ice cream I have tested, and
Yes,
many other
yes.
which is having cooling nature, but not the chocolate and other. Chocolate is hot; it is having the hot property.
Yes.
That is not very good. But
Yes,
other
भैया.
like which is mainly like the ice cream. I told that one is I have tasted this
Actually,
coconut
it is
ice
very
cream.
difficult to
Many,
convince the children.
huh?
It is very difficult to convince the children.
Yeah. But milk-based things with the sugar is not very bad. You can give in some little quantity.
जी भैया.
जी, जी,
Thank you भैया.
जी. रूपाली जी,
Namaste, Bhaiya.
जी, नमस्ते.
One question.
जी.
This mango, no, it is supposed to be hot by nature, like, mango
Which one?
but we eat mangoes in summer only, like that is seasonal fruit in summer.
Uh-huh.
So how is it that,
Actually,
why
mango
that
which
mango is coming in summer?
uh-huh. Mango which is ripe, it is sweet and it is not very like in the hot also we can categorize which is very hot, which is milder hot, which is moderate hot, like that we can categorize.
Hmm.
So actually mango like um, in the unripe mango is not very good to consume.
Oh.
Okay.
Mhm.
But this pana we can consume. Pana we are adding little bit sugar and some other things, So that
Yeah.
can be consumed
Hmm.
and it will fulfill our liquid need also.
Hmm.
And the ripe mango, it will come little later after some time that we can consume. It is madhura. So it is sweet in taste. It will not
Uh,
cause that much hotness.
hmm.
It is good to consume, no problem.
And sometimes they say that you should soak mangoes for some time in water and then take वो आमरस बाद में बनाना चाहिए.
हाँ,
तो
yeah.
उससे वो हीट
Some
निकलता है. तो is that true?
Actually, what happen is when most of the mango which are available in the market, they are chemically ripe. So when we are taking it from the market, it is good to keep for few days, at least 2 days without consuming it. So just keeping it, so it will reduce the like the chemical exposure.
Hmm.
So almost all the fruit, this is the condition that they are all ripe with the chemicals. It is not the mango which is fully matured and slightly ripe in the tree and then it is collected. It is all very like they will collect this green mango and they will pack it. They will send to the place wherever they have to market, and then this person will add some chemicals, and then the next day itself it will be completely yellow and ripe. So that kind of things are there. So if you are not very sure how it is ripe and how it is collected, so it is better to keep it at least 1 or 2 days without eating, and then the naturally the extent of this chemical will slightly come down. That time we can consume it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Bhaiya, one more question is there. Ki, what are your views about these grapes? Black, green, seedless. Of late, we are seeing too much of variety in the market with this.
Uh-huh. See the
Whether it is
market, like the packed juice, if you say, most of these packed juice, they have some preservative.
not juice, Bhaiya, I am asking about grapes.
Grapes.
Yeah, grapes.
Grapes is okay. Grapes actually it is very good fruit and it is very good for health also. But the only problem with the grape is it is heavily chemicalized and the amount of chemical they pour into the grape is like even if you wash thoroughly, like separating each grape, if you wash thoroughly, then also it is not completely free from pesticides and other chemicals. If you have some source where you can get a very without these chemical loaded these fruits, then it is very good fruit for your health. You can definitely consume grapes, no problem.
Otherwise, not.
Actually, I studied in Bangalore, and the Bangalore there is one Kidwai Memorial Institute of Oncology. So they collected samples of the grapes from the market, and they tried, like they did the research on this, like
Yes.
what are whether these fruits are safe for health or not. And they found it even if you wash thoroughly 2-3 times with running water, and even if you wash it with some soap water, the effect of chemical will not completely go. So that amount of chemicals are poured during the cultivation.
Yes.
So actually, more than helping, it is harming. So that kind of
Yes.
result they came out.
Yes,
So
Bhaiya. I have seen pesticides and all this they are spraying, and
yeah,
I was little bit aware of this chemical part of it. But I wanted your views also on that.
yeah.
So we should avoid actually to consume grapes.
Actually, and the thing is,
Avoid.
like some of the fruits we peel out, like the outer cover we are removing,
Yes.
like pomegranate and
Yes.
orange, mosambi. We
Yes.
are removing the outer cover. So
But
somehow, if even if they are chemicalized, somehow it is bit reduced. But the grapes, it is not so. We are directly consuming it, and sometimes even without washing, we are just consuming it directly. So grapes is definitely a very good fruit, but the kind of fruit we are getting in the market, I am not very sure about. But if we have some connection directly with the farmers and we are sure that they have not
Yeah,
have,
we are sure. I have seen. I was in pharma, so
yeah,
I know all this pesticide spraying and all that. We are manufacturer of pesticides, sprays and all that. That's why I mean, but of late we are seeing different varieties of grapes in market.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe some other companies are also manufacturing pesticide sprays and all that.
Mhm.
But a little bit of knowledge I was having, that's why I shared and
Yeah,
wanted your views also on this.
yeah.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yeah. So here they are asking mango are protein rich. Actually, all the plant source protein, they are easily digestible. They are not. They are good for our health. Like even all the pulses, they contain protein. They are source of protein for all the vegetarian people. But these animal protein are very complex protein and they are heavy for the digestion. So in the we need protein for our health. So no problem of consuming this dals and other fruits items which contain protein. No problem in that. So we can have this. Yeah, amla juice is again amla juice. Amla is one of the fruit which you can consume in all the season and anytime you can consume. Even before food, afternoon, evening, anytime you can consume amla. Amla is the safest fruit. And several items like seasonally the people are making like uh, in the from the January and March you will get amla, fresh amla. But in other season you will not get fresh amla. So the people make it murabba and many other things. Some make it like the amla candy. So like this, any different varieties of food items you can prepare from this amla and you can consume. But actually the juice which is available, amla juice in the market, it is all having this sodium benzoate as a preservative and the quantity is almost 10%. So instead of going for these kind of items, better we prepare some homemade items like amla candy, murabba and these kind of things. They will be very good. Yeah, actually the skin problem like redness, etc. because of exposure to the hot sun rays. So actually we have to minimize our exposure to the hot sun rays. This we have to be very careful in the summer season because the temperature is shooting like I'm in the Raipur city. So Raipur, the temperature is already crossed 40. Now today it was 43. So the temperature is such a high temperature. If you go out in the sun rays, definitely you will have this all redness and burning sensation of the skin. So we have to minimize, and again we have to like cover our face with this, or if possible, we have to take umbrella if it is very much necessary to go out in the sun rays. And some of the face pack, especially which is made up of chandana. So the chandana is available in the market. You can use chandana, yashti madhu, manjishtha, and you can take base as this masoor dal. So that base you can take and you can apply your face. That will reduce the problem of like the redness, etc. of your skin. And even you can use this bath powder for your. You can use this powder for your bathing as bath powder also.
Actually, Bhaiya, there is so much of adulteration, manipulation of these food items. Very, very strictly, government should take some action and pass some rule that those who are doing should be severely punished, so that our health should be maintained.
Uh-huh.
Because of corruption and money and all that, they are doing all these things, but it should be avoided. Somebody has to take up lead of all and stop all these things. So much adulteration is there. Even watermelon, they are putting color and making it red and selling and all those things, which are seasonal fruits.
Yeah. Actually, the fruits are very good for health, but
But so
again,
much
the
adulteration
problem is the kind of fruits we are getting in the market.
not good.
They
Even
are not.
kiwi is banned, apples are waxed. We
Mhm.
can see that they are waxed.
Yeah. And I'm seeing in chat box one person has asked alcoholism recommendation list. Actually, there are alcoholic preparation which has cooling effect. Like we have Ushi Rasava and Chandana Asava. So they have cooling effect. So with little large quantity of water, we can take these kind of things to reduce the hotness in our body.
Please repeat. Please repeat.
Actually, the alcoholic preparation which are recommended in summer season is like Chandanasava and Ushirasava. So Chandana and Ushira, they have cooling effect. So these kind of things we can consume with adding some
What
large
are
quantity.
these? These are the ingredient or
No. Like the name I am saying, Chandanasava, Ushirasava. Chandanasava is one preparation. Ushirasava is also one preparation which is having cooling effect in our body. So they are the fermented preparations, but they have the cooling effect because the ingredient which are added to prepare this alcohol.
that means it in during manufacturing.
Yeah, it is available. It is like Ayurveda preparation, but it
Okay.
is not generally recommended for some people. Those who have very hot feeling inside, they can go for this kind of preparations. Like some persons, they are having lot of hot sensation in the body. For
Okay.
such kind of people, we are recommending that you go for Chandanasava and Ushirasava and these kind of alcoholic preparations. They have cooling effect. But again, the quantity of water in this season, we are asking to add little more quantity of water, at least 4 times.
But yeah, but those those who are having hot flushes or pH balance,
Yeah.
can they take this?
Actually, the hot flush and these kind of sensations usually comes during the menopause. So this is like a normal process, normal physiological uh, uh, like
Disorder
condition which
condition. Yeah.
comes, and even the mood variation etc which are coming. So so that situation is for few months, and
Will be
after that,
maintained with
yeah,
this alcoholic this thing, content.
please repeat.
Sir, will pH balance will be maintained in the skin so that there is no skin disorders after consuming this
Chandanasava and this
uh,
you are saying,
yeah.
yeah, it will help.
Yes.
Like the Chandanasava, even for the skin conditions where the person is having some hot feeling or burning sensation in the skin,
Yes.
that time also we are advising to go for Chandanasava. Actually, Chandana is one drug which is having Tiktarasa, and Tiktarasa is reducing the hotness in the body.
Right.
And again, it is having we say that it is having the cold potency. So it will
Right.
have the cooling effect.
That is the right answer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhaiya, so much
Yeah.
for clarifying. It is for everybody. They should know all these things. Thank you so much, Bhaiya.
My pleasure. Yeah, how to reduce body heat. So like if it is like everyone will be having the hot feeling in the summer season, this is common, but if the person is having lot of problem because of that, then he can go for some kind of medications. So like the same thing which I told is Chandana Asava is having the cooling effect. He can go for that. And even like some of the Ushir, the sharbats are available which are made up of Ushir. So that also the khaskhas and other these they have the cooling effect. And like one market preparation is available, Sheet Sudha. So Sheet Sudha is having cooling effect. It is available from in the market in Ayurveda shop you can get it. So that is having cooling effect. It is made up of Ushir mainly. So that you can consume. See if anyone is having about anything related with summer season, they can ask. Yeah, and actually non-vegetarian, these things we have to strictly avoid in this season because most of the non-vegetarian food they are having hot potency. So that is not at all good in this season. Yeah, oil massage we can continue in this season, and there are oil preparations which are having cooling effect in our body. So that kind of oil we can select. Like Him Sagar Tela is there. Him Sagar Tela is having cooling effect. Chandan Bala Lakshadi Tela is there. So Chandan Bala Lakshadi Tela is again having cooling effect. So these kind of oil which are having, see this oil is having both kind of properties. Some of the oil adding some which are prepared with some drug, it may having some hot nature, and some of the drug which are processed with the drug having cooling potency, so that will be having cooling effect in our body. So like I named Himsagar Tela, Chandan Bala Lakshadi Tela, Chandanadi Tela, these all oil, it is good to apply in this season. And lot of you may have seen the advertise Thanda Thanda, Cool Cool and oil apply over your head. So that all. So they mainly contain these kind of items.
Bhaiya, one more clarity
Ji.
that some people, some children, ladies, they have giddiness and nausea during this season. So is it due to spondylitis or vertigo or because of the climate?
Some of the children, what happens?
They have giddiness, no? They feel giddy and they fall down. And
Giddiness. Yeah, yeah. It is because of the loss of the water, not loss of the liquid, lot of like excess perspiration.
mhm.
Because of that, it happens that sometimes they feel giddiness. So immediately some liquid supplements, etc. It will be very good. And it is good to frequently have liquid items in this season.
Yes, because sometimes they will say low blood pressure or high blood pressure or vertigo or something like spondylitis. There are so many ways to say, na giddiness, nausea, you have fallen down.
Yeah, see, if the problem is because of some defect in the spinal column, the season they will feel some giddiness and some like sensation as if they are falling down. So not particularly in the summer season, but in the summer season is specifically without of these some deformity. If the person is feeling giddiness, then it is mainly because of the loss of the body fluid. So the best thing is to take lot of plenty of these liquid items
And some
frequently in a day.
people they bleed from the nose, they bleed sometimes.
Yeah,
Nose
yeah,
is
yeah.
blood.
That is also because of the hot exposure to hot sun rays, and in that kind of season we have to little bit elevate the neck. And if we have availability of ghee, whether it is cow ghee or even the buffalo ghee, that will work in this condition. We can put little 1 or 2 drops of cow or buffalo's ghee. Actually, one more reason of having this nasal bleeding is because of this very dry and hot air outside. When we breathe, what happens is our the nasal mucosa that also get dry, and
Oh,
sometimes it breaks, it ruptures,
oh,
because the blood vessels are just beneath this mucosal layer in our nose, so it easily bleeds. So to have some lubrications, we can use little bit cow ghee or buffalo ghee.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhaiya. I have disturbed you a lot. So many questions.
Children passes yellow urine. Please say something. Actually, children, this yellow urine is mainly because of the lack of water consumption in this season. Because lot of water loss in the other season, what happen is the water loss is through the urine and other things. In summer season, the lot of water loss will be through the skin, through this sweat. So lot of sweating is happening. So and the body is losing the fluid. So the urine will be little dark in color. But if we are taking enough quantity of liquid, the urine will be in the normal color. So it is mainly because if the children are passing yellow urine, it is mainly because of the lack of water consumption. And the exercise like Surya Namaskara, etc., definitely we can do, but we have to reduce the amount of exercise or even some yogic practices where we easily get exhausted. Actually, the normal amount of physical activity which is daily recommended is half of your physical capacity. Suppose you are getting tired after walking 3 kilometers. So you stop at 1.5 or 2 kilometers only. Don't reach to your full capacity, full physical strength, going to the completely exhaustion level. And in the summer season, again, we have to minimize. And minimize doesn't mean that you have to reduce the count. What happens is once the person is doing this Surya Namaskara, I have some of the friends, they are easily performing Surya Namaskara for 108 times. 108 times easily they can do Surya Namaskara. But for some of the people, even doing 10 Surya Namaskara is very difficult. So it is depend upon the individual capacity. So he has to analyze his own capacity and do the exercise or yogic practices accordingly. The maximum which is recommended is half of their physical strength. And
Surya
how to,
Namaskara.
yeah,
Sorry,
please.
sorry, 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 sorry.
So
Surya
how to,
Namaskara.
yeah, please.
Sorry, sorry, sorry.
Please ask, no problem.
Okay. Surya Namaskara means what? Is the stotram that generally pray someone at morning or
No. Surya Namaskara is having the 12 steps. It is yogic practice. So it is not just doing Namaskara to the Surya. It involves 12 postures.
okay, okay.
In
So
yoga.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yoga basically.
Yes.
it is yogic.
Yoga part.
Yeah. Easily you can find lot of videos are there about the Surya Namaskara. So some are doing with the 12 steps, some are doing with the 10 steps. So there are little bit variations even of performing the Surya Namaskara. So this requires some physical strength. So if the person is habitually doing it, he can continue even in the summer season also, but he has to reduce the like doing it, and he has to maximum do only half of his physical strength. And how to assess half of how one can understand that this is my half capacity? Actually, your breathing will be little fast, heart will beat little fast, and the person will have sweat in the axillary region and even into the forehead. So if the sweating is coming in the forehead and the axillary region, breath rate is little increased and the heart is palpitating little more, then he has to understand this is my limit, especially in this season. Don't go beyond this. Don't get completely exhausted in this season.
Yes, Bhaiya, thank you for highlighting. I was doing that, then I stopped and came back to one only, Surya Namaskara, only one time. And
Hmm.
then walking also, I used to walk 16 to 18 kilometers per day,
Hmm.
morning, evening, both the times. I don't use any vehicle, I walk.
Hmm.
So now, yesterday, I was feeling that what you're saying now.
Uh-huh.
Heart palpitation, perspiration. I was
Uh-huh.
feeling yesterday.
जी
Then
जी
I said, no, today I didn't go.
जी जी जी
Today I didn't go
जी जी.
because I
And
was very tired.
yeah. Actually, this season is not very good. Actually, you can do lot of
Thank you
physical
for guidance.
activity during the winter season.
Thank you for
That
guidance.
season will support you, but this season is not very good for
Mm,
involving in some heavy physical activities.
yes,
And
Bhaiya.
one more question is whether we can consume mango with milk. So actually, any sour fruits with milk is not recommended. So sour things with milk is contraindicated in general. So many of the fruits, they are having some, they are sweet, but also they are sour, amlarous. So amlarous is not good, not compatible with milk. Milk you can take separately and fruit you can take separately. In general, like milkshake, etc., we ask the person not to go for consuming milkshake. You consume milk separately and take fruits separately, because sour things with milk like amla rasa and milk is contraindicated. It is not good for health. It creates problem for the digestion also, and it creates some uh, uh, problems for our skin also if we consume in this way. Yeah, mango juice in water, like mango, the juice definitely we have to add little water. It will be very thick. So to make it little, we can dilute it by putting little amount of water, no problem.
Namaste, Bhaiya.
Ji.
I have heard that in Ayurveda, only two fruits are allowed with milk. That is, one is the banana, the
Uh-huh.
ripe, because in our Maharashtrian food,
Mhm.
we typically eat, from shikran. They call it as
Mhm.
shikran, which is a
Mhm.
mixture of banana, milk,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
sugar. So
Mhm.
that with chapati very well. Like,
Mhm.
uh, you can eat a lot of chapatis. It's that delicious.
Mhm.
And whenever we prepare this amras,
Mhm.
we add, milk in it. And
Mhm.
also while serving, we add some ghee also, shuddha ghee in it.
Mhm.
When you do this, they say that uska fir, you don't get by back
Indigestion like that, easily
indigestion like
digested
that.
like
Huh?
this. Mhm.
So is it true that these two fruits are allowed with milk?
Actually, there is one general statement in the text which says
Hmm.
that phalam uh, amla phalam sarvam paisa sah tyajit. Paisa means milk,
Huh. Okay.
and
Huh.
fruits means this all the fruits which is having amla rasa.
Huh.
And most of the fruits they have little amla rasa. Like the mango also, it is having little. It is sweet but having slight sour taste also. And many
Hmm.
of the other fruits like the pomegranate and other.
Hmm.
So Any fruits which is having some, but some of the fruits like the khajur, etc.,
Hmm.
that we take with the milk, no problem.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Generally, fruit salad is not allowed in
fruit
our.
salad is not allowed, and the fruit salad, especially with the milk mixing all, that is not recommended as per the Ayurveda principles.
Hmm.
The person who is having very good digestive capacity, he will not be having any difficulty. But the person whose digestive capacity is not very good,
Much.
if he is consuming it habitually, like
Hmm.
once or twice, it may not be having so much impact on your health. But
Hmm.
if some person is taking continuously in the summer season, he will be having problems
Okay.
with
Uh-huh.
kind of combinations. So
Hmm.
generally we say the milk is very good, and actually milk is complete food. It has
Hmm.
everything which you need.
Hmm.
So you can take separately milk,
Hmm.
and fruit is also very good for you. So take fruits also, no problem.
Hmm. And this dahi vada, if we
Yeah.
talk dahi vada,
Mhm.
actually you said that dahi is also not good in summer, and urad dal is also not good in summer.
Urad dal is not good. Yes.
Good. But
Yes.
somehow it so happens that ये जो cold dahi vada होता है ना, you tend to eat it in summer. You don't tend to eat it in winter or no other season.
Yeah.
Kind of like our tendency of the body is
Yeah.
like to have this chilled dahi vada in the summer season and it's
Mhm.
nice.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
sensation wise, it is giving. We shouldn't, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, the urad preparation are little heavy for the digestion. So you can go for this green gram, mudga, moong ki dal.
Moong dal.
You can go for even preparing vada with the moong dal, and with the moong dal you can have curd. That will not be very bad combination. But with the curd and having this urad dal vada, it is not good
Hmm.
combination, especially for this season. Our digestive have this kind of food in summer season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you.
जी, जी. हाँ, mattha definitely we can take. Mattha has no problem. The buttermilk you can consume. You want 2-3 glasses as you like. You can consume. Buttermilk is good, and buttermilk actually is good for all the season, especially in the summer season. You can, but again, the buttermilk. What I am saying is the curd is completely churned. It is not just adding some water in the curd and just taking it. It is completely churned. The butter is taken out, and this the remaining part, that is good, and it is fresh. When it is kept for some time, it will become very sour in taste, very amla rasa it will come. But when it is fresh, it will be having madhura and kashaya rasa. So that buttermilk is good for health. So it is having madhur rasa, kashaya rasa, and amla rasa also. But if it is kept for few hours in the summer season or even for one day, it will become very sour. So that very sour buttermilk is not good.
Item is there very famous in Maharashtra. All these, onion, tomato, and cucumber. It is mixed with the dahi,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Hmm.
it's very famous. It is very tasty also for
Yeah,
eating.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
whether it should be consumed or not.
Yeah, actually, cucumber, etc., it is having cooling effect. So somehow it is minimizing this, like lassi also. Lassi we are taking mainly in the summer season only. So the lassi, because we are adding sugar in that, so the effect is minimized. But again, this preparation is not easily digestible. So the person who does not have good capacity, he cannot digest lassi easily. Similarly, the curd, cucumber, and many other combinations. In little quantity you are taking, it is fine. But if you are taking it habitually, so again uh, it is little heavy for the digestion. So with the buttermilk, you can make the same combination. That will be easy for digestion and good for your health.
And one
Instead
more
of curd, we
conversation.
can go for buttermilk.
Those who are not having good sleep at night, they can take dahi with onion.
Actually, dahi is helping in bringing the sleep. So if the person is suffering with lack of sleep, so he can go for even curd, consuming curd, but again, we have to see his digestive capacity, and accordingly the amount of curd we have to decide. And the other thing is he can go for the milk also. The buffalo milk is helping in bringing the sleep. And there are few simple home remedies like the pippali mool churna, the powder of the root powder of pippali. Pippali is the long pepper. So long peppers root powder, just 2 gram with milk, it will bring sleep. With milk, or even you can go with the jaggery guda. So that will bring very sound sleep. And in the dietary item, the person can have some amount of curd and even the buffalo milk. It will bring sleep. And in the summer season, even the daytime, he can go for 1 to 2 hours of sleep, no problem.
Ji bhaiya, thank you very much, bhaiya.
Ji Didi.
Thank you. But there's so many questions I asked. Thank you, bhaiya.
Season, no problem. Cucumber all having the cooling effect. So kheera, kakdi, we can consume, no problem. So yeah, can we?
Akhilesh bhaiya, thank you is for the interactive and instructive session, and we hope that we will continue to live lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, considering how not to get sick. Yeah, thank you, and we're looking forward for
Yeah,
more and
one
more
thing I want
interactive
to
session.
request.
Ji.
Yeah, one thing I want to request all, like if they will suggest us for some of the topics,
Certainly,
so
certainly.
that will help us to like plan for the next sessions, because many a times I feel that I have already told many of the things and I am repeating again and again. So
Yes,
if they will
okay.
say some of the topics, like these are the things they want to know, so we can plan our future sessions accordingly. So they will also be very interested in knowing about that.
Certainly, sir. So,
So
my Maisha
all
can
the
comment on this also. Ji.
simple
भैया
they can
Yeah,
please.
how and when to inform you? How and when to inform you about the topic?
How?
How and when to inform you about the
Yeah.
topic?
Yeah. Actually, now also you can say, and even like through the email or to the Parikshit Bhaiya, anyone you can
Yes,
inform.
I will give to Parikshit bhaiya.
So I will come to know from them,
Ji
and
bhaiya.
then I will prepare.
Ji bhaiya, I
Skin
will give it to
treatment and
Parikshit
diet
bhaiya.
is good. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
skin, yeah, definitely we will cover this topic. Multiple joint pain. Okay. So like the bone health, how to maintain our bone health. So these two topics came. So
Ji bhaiya, next time then I will give.
yeah, please.
Thank you, bhaiya.
So we can also know like what are the things they require, and accordingly, if we plan the session, then people will be more interested. जी भैया.
Nice. Yeah. So, Ji, Maisha Didi, shall we call it a day then?
yes भैया nice भैया and though I was feeling the summers are picking up early, so that's fine. Some of our participants have mentioned multiple joint pain and related bone, as bhaiya said, bone health related awareness and home remedies. Apart from that, since summers are picking up in the northern part of the country, and during summers some of some of the diseases that are related to either dehydration or some kind of summer related infections. Like, Bhaiya, if we could just get an awareness about the same, so that most of us can keep ourselves on guard, and what kind of eating habits to take care of, and regarding the water intake, and moreover the time when we should take in the water maximum, and related, general awareness related, leading to the specific diseases which may occur during this season, so that we can take preventive actions about the same in advance.
Yeah,
Something of that kind, Bhaiya.
So definitely we will discuss these things also. Very rightly you pointed out, madam. Actually, in this season, we also see that there are lot of this marriages, etc., because of this muhurta. And what happens is, because of this hot sun rays and the climate, the food will become stale very quickly. So consuming these kind of things, lot of food related problems, food poisoning related problems are occurring in this season. So we will discuss these things in our coming sessions.
Ji, Bhaiya. Nice, Bhaiya. So even today's session was very informative, and some of the interactions were also quite nice for all of us, bringing awareness into many of us. So, Bhaiya, Parikshit Bhaiya, with the Akhilesh Bhaiya's permission, I think we need to call it a day now.
Yes, certainly. Namaste, everybody. Namaste. Thank you, Akhilesh Bhaiya. Thank you.
Thank you, Akhilesh Bhaiya.
Namaste.
Namaste, Bhaiya.